You're back with Third Degree. Nobody can forget the murder of Anni Dewani, killed whilst on honeymoon in Cape Town at the end of 2010. But a shadow still hangs over her husband. South African authorities are still trying to extradite Shrien Dewani to stand trial here.
Anni Dewani's father recalls the very last time he saw his daughter.
When we left her in India, she said, "Papa, don't worry, I'll be there in Christmas."
A new bride, she had just married the love of her life, Shrien Dewani, in Mumbai. Vinod Hindocha was never to see her alive again.
We get a phone call which no parent should get.
Anni's father is a broken man, still struggling to find closure after his daughter's brutal, cold-blooded murder in November 2010. She was shot while on honeymoon in Cape Town.
I took the first flight to South Africa to see if I could do anything for her.
But it was too late. Anni's lifeless body had already been found, slouched on the back seat of the hijacked shuttle.
It hurts. Thinking of that phone could change our life. I love you. I love you. I wish she was here. I wish.
Vinod Hindocha wishes for one last moment with his daughter. Little did he know that his son-in-law of just 2 weeks would become the prime suspect in his daughter's murder investigation. It was the Dewani's shuttle driver Zola Tongo who blew the lid on Anni's husband Shrien's alleged involvement. Tongo was convicted and is almost 2 years into his 18-year jail term for his role in the crime. Shrien is out on bail, living in his hometown of Bristol in the UK. He continues to protest his innocence and insists he wants his name cleared. So why then has he been fighting his extradition since his arrest back in December 2010? If he is truly innocent, surely his stay in court would prove he had nothing to do with his wife's murder. Dewani's legal team argues that he is unfit to stand trial because of severe post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. Professor Michael Simpson is a renowned psychiatrist who specializes in these disorders.
It's a very common disorder caused by exposure to extreme stress. Not a bad afternoon or a little disappointment, but it's when you or somebody close to you that you can witness is killed or exposed to terrible danger.
Simpson has been following the Dewani saga closely. He is not convinced Shrien Dewani suffered nearly enough trauma to substantiate his claims.
One of the big puzzles in this is what was his trauma? Because according to, as I understand it, the story he told in the very beginning, he wasn't there. It would be very unusual for that to be enough of a trauma.
So what has happened to the other two accused? The first hitman, Mziwa Madoda Kwabe, is in jail serving a 25-year jail sentence for his part in the killing after striking a deal with the state. He has fingered Xolile Mngeni as Anni's killer, an allegation Mngeni denies. Mngeni is currently on trial at the Western Cape High Court. He has taken the stand to protest his innocence, but the court has already heard some incriminating evidence against him from state prosecutors. And in yet another blow to Mngeni's defense, Judge Robert Henney has accepted into evidence an incriminating confession Mngeni made to police just days after the murder. Along with these admissions is video footage of him pointing out the crime scenes. He gives the very first account of where Anni Dewani's life was brutally taken.
In the video, Mngeni stops here and shows Captain Clive Ontong that this is where the Swedish honeymooner was murdered. Kenny says he's unsure of the exact spot, but that it's in this vicinity of Khayelich's Muirway. He claims he then had to get back into the hijacked vehicle after the shooting because it was too far for him to walk home. He and his former co-accused, Zimbabwean, then allegedly drove in that direction before dumping the vehicle and Anni's lifeless body in Elita Park.
As for Dewani himself, Anni's family won't rest until their son-in-law faces the law.
He was the only one with her left, besides Kwabe and Mageni. So he should face the allegations on him and clear them to us and to the world.
It's been almost 2 years since newlywed Anni Dewani was killed in a plot allegedly masterminded by her own husband. Her grieving father, Vinod Hindacha, and thousands of onlookers across the world await the day Shrien Dewani gives up his extradition fight and finally stands trial in Cape Town.
I feel sometimes that she was not only my daughter, she was the daughter of the world.
Coming up, unbelievable progress for the victim of a brutal acid attack.